Hi everybody, Leah here with your card reading for 2019. So I will select a card for every month of the year. Not every month will resonate for all of you. There will be messages for some of you. It's impossible to do a general reading for absolutely everybody who's going to be watching. But hopefully there'll be a message at least in some of the months, if not all of them, for you. I generally find the people who follow my regular card readings, the readings tend to resonate more for them, so I obviously pick up on their energy a little more. So if you don't already follow those readings, comment, interact, let me know how they go and if they are accurate for you. Okay, so January. March is flying out. April. May. June. July. August. September. October. November. And December. Okay, and then the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Ariel, which tells you that you've invested wisely. Have patience and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavour. So for that card, that's kind of how we're going to wind up 2018. You've been doing a lot of work this year. You've been making changes you need to make. You've been really like putting that effort in and reassessing and reevaluating. And so this is telling you you've done the work. So now you just need to be patient and wait for the outcome. It is coming for you. And it's time to start making plans for your, whatever's next. What do you want to do in 2019 basically is what this card is asking you to start to think about. So our card for January is the Page of Raphael, and this tells you there'll be a new emotional situation for you in January. There could be messages regarding relationships or social invitations and great intuitive insights. So if you get invited to something in January, say yes. It will be significant for you, whether it's a relationship, a friendship, it might be a mentor in business that you meet at that occasion. It might just be that just lifts your spirits and makes things more enjoyable and flow for you. So if you get any invitations, social invitations in January, please say yes. It's also, this card's also a reminder to really connect to your intuition and to listen to what it's telling you. Sometimes we ask for help and we ask for divine guidance, and then signs come and we just ignore them, or we get the same signs, we're like, no, that's not what we want to do, like that's not right, and we don't act on it. So this card's telling you to really pay attention to those messages that you're getting in January, because they are going to be important for you. And then in Feb, we have the Seven of Raphael, and this tells you that it's time to make a decision. Be clear on what you want and take action. There may also be a need for detox. Quite often in January we set those our New Year's resolutions, and for so many people it's always about, eating well, drinking less, exercising more, whatever it is, but it's about taking care of ourselves. And this card would suggest that you need to do that a little more in Feb. So it may be that you decide to do that in January and you just don't sort of get it going, or you're starting to lose your motivation by the end of January. It may be that you don't actually set those intentions in January, and then by Feb you're starting to feel it and know that you need to make some changes. So just be mindful of, you know, those lifestyle choices that might need to be reassessed in Feb. The picture on this card has all the chakra colours. So in Feb, you may notice that life is a little bit out of balance, or there might be, you know, life might be good and there's just one area that it perhaps isn't quite working as you would like. So it might be a good idea to just revisit what the chakras mean, where they relate, how they affect your body, and see which one it is that you actually need to put some work into in February. And you need to make a decision, and it's probably going to follow on from these signs that you get here. In Feb, you're going to have to act on them. So it's really important to pay attention to those signs in January. And then in March, we have the Page of Michael. So this tells you there will be an exciting new challenge. You have what it takes to succeed. Make sure you review all of your contracts or documents very thoroughly. So probably whatever you've thought of in January, you make a decision, you're going to go for it in Feb, and then in March you're starting it. You're taking it on and you're committing to this new challenge. Now, the picture in this would suggest to me that's not going to be perhaps all easygoing. And so even though this is probably, it's a good step for you, it's the right path, there's going to be challenges probably along the way. So write it out, go with the flow. Just know that things aren't always easy, but you've got what it takes to get through it. So it might be that you just don't have enough time to commit to all of these things you want to do. It might be you're trying to balance whatever this is with life and being a parent or your job. It might be that money's tight because you're tying it up in whatever this is. So there can be all sorts of things. The owl is also on this card, and that would tell me to make sure you are connecting with your intuition, because when life is stressful, when there's a lot going on and when you're struggling with that, your intuition is your best friend, and it will guide you to make the best choices to spend your time wisely. So really connect to your intuition in March. And in April, we have the Knight of Raphael. And so this tells you about committed romantic relationships. For some of you, you're being swept off your feet, and there can be situations or topics that make your heart flutter. So it might be a new romance for some of you. It could just be that life is good in the relationship you currently have in April. It may also be part of whatever it is you're working on for the start of the year, that it's going well, and you know you're reaching goals and you're achieving. And so there's nothing quite like reaching your goals and doing well to make you feel good. And you know that is very much the same feeling as that romantic feeling. So for some of you this will be romance, but for some of you I think this is just going to be that life is going well, you feel good and you're happy, which, you know, what more do we want really? And then in May we have the Ten of Gabriel, and this card tells you that you might be starting to burn the candle at both ends. You might be feeling a little tired, a little run down. This picture kind of almost looks like Cinderella before she goes to the ball. So if you're finding, it might even just be something simple like, you know, basic things like housekeeping is just getting on top of you because you've got all this other stuff going on that you're trying to stretch yourself so thin. So this card is a reminder to ask for help. Ask your angels for guidance. Ask them to send you helpful people. If you have those supportive people around you, if you have kids in your life, if you share a house with someone, just, you know, ask them to step it up and help you out a little bit more. You know, this isn't a long-term thing. This busyness and this effort you're putting in isn't going to last forever. So, but you're going to need some help while you're doing it. So ask the people around you for help. And really, when you're looking at all the things that are on your to-do list that you're trying to do, ask yourself, which ones of these do I want to do? Which ones of these are going to make my life better, are going to make me happier, are going to improve my situation? And so if you find that you're taking on a lot of stuff for other people that really is of no benefit to you, but you feel kind of obliged to do it, then in May it might be worth reconsidering and just saying, you know what, at the moment I just cannot do it all, and these are my priorities, and there's where I'm going to focus my energy. And it's okay to say no. Remind yourself of that. Then in June, the Seven of Gabriel. And this card tells you that you have to stand up for what you believe in and have confidence. Claim your personal power. So for some of you, this will be tied in with this saying no and not trying to do everything, and being strong and standing up for yourself. For some of you, though, I think this may be that whatever it is that you're working on, while it's coming to fruition, you might have a little crisis of faith about your abilities to follow through, to complete it. Do I know enough? Am I actually qualified to be doing this, to giving this advice, to, trying to get this out there? So in June, and you're feeling tired from the looks of the previous card and a little bit run down. And when you feel like that, it is a lot harder to have that faith in yourself and to feel strong and powerful and confident. So in June, you might just need to take a little bit of time out to just really reconnect and reaffirm what it is you're trying to achieve, why you want to achieve it. Is it still what you want? And then go for it and know that you have what it takes to achieve it and to do anything you want to do. And then in July, we start the second half of the year off with the Ace of Raphael. So this talks again about a positive new emotional experience. This could be fulfilling romantic relationships and again, deep and lasting spiritual insights. So the way we start the year, this then gets reinforced at the second half of the year. So you might be feeling tired as we get to that midpoint of the year. So this card is going to rejuvenate you. You're going to be refreshed. You're going to be reminded of why you started this in the first place, and that this effort is going to be so worth it. So don't give up, because it is going to get better, and your enthusiasm is going to be re-sparked again in July, which is exciting. Then in August, we have the 8 of Gabriel, and so things are going to take off. All of a sudden, there's going to be action, there's going to be changes, things are happening. You might find you're a lot busy, and so this card, this July, is really important because you're going to need to be refreshed and enthusiastic and ready to go again, because August, life's about to get busy. And it's in a good way. Like these are good changes. There's a lot happening. But this is a good thing, and this is what you've been working towards, and so there's going to be that element of satisfaction that things are panning out the way that you had imagined they would. And then in September, you get Change Your Life. So I think this is going to be successful, and this is going to be a big turning point for you. It could well be financially. It may well be in a relationship. It might be in your career, home, but there is going to be some big change in September, and this is where you will let go of anything that's been holding you back, anything that's been keeping you stuck. If there has been some blocks in the lead up, they're about to go, and things are going to move forward. There is going to be some great opportunities coming to you around all of this, so you're being reminded to accept those, take them. Don't chicken out now is kind of the message that's coming up, is you've got this, you can do it. So a big change in September, but it's going to be really good for you. And then in October, we have the 10 of Ariel. And this tells you that there is so much to be grateful for. There will be financial success. For some of you, you may be retiring. For some of you, you may be able to leave your job to pursue a home-based business, or some kind of more rewarding way of earning a living. This card generally speaks of a happy family life as well, so relationships are good. Things are going smoothly. There could be some travel in this for some of you, possibly overseas travel. But it's a nice time. It's a nice month. It's a really nice energy. So yeah, I think coming in from September, where you're gonna have this massive change, then October is kind of that time to just sort of regroup and kind of get your head around it. Take that time out to really process your year so far, because it's going to be a big year for you. A lot of change if you choose to accept what's coming to you in January. And then in November, we have the 3 of Gabriel, and this card talks about prosperity from wise planning. It's time to take the next step, optimistic plans that turn out as expected. So all this effort you've put in is going to start to pay off financially. You're going to start to see the dividends of that. The money's coming in, again, this card speaks of travel. So it might be that you're going around and promoting yourself or what this is that you've done. It might be that you're bringing in people from other places to support this endeavor, to help, to work with you in some way. It might be that you're taking a well-earned break that you've definitely earned looking at these cards. So, but definitely something to do with travel for you. But again, a nice card. It's a fun time. It's a good time. It's fulfilling and it feels good. And then in December, 8 of Raphael. In December, this is all kind of done. It's completed. You've achieved what you set out to achieve. And so this card is almost feeling like, well, what's next? What do I do now? Try not to get bogged down in the emotions of that. Sometimes when we achieve what we set out to do and we've been working on it for so long and then it's done, and then we're kind of like, well, what's next? What do I do now? And there can be an element of grief or sadness that comes with that. So this card's telling you there is something even better still there for you. There's more to come. So really connecting with your intuition again in December and really reflecting on the year, evaluating what you have achieved, what you want to achieve, and looking for what's next. And I think this card is hinting that then in 2020 that there's going to be an element of spiritual growth for you, and December is preparing you for that. So this is a beautiful card. Follow your path, connect with your intuition so you know where it is you want to go. Follow the signs, but there is something really good waiting for you on the other side of this. So I think 2019 is going to be great, but 2020 is going to be even better. So stay positive this year. You're going to be busy. Life's going to be hectic. You're going to have days where you just think, why on earth did I take all of this on? What was I thinking? Do I even want this? But, your cards are positive and they're telling you that life's good and that there's things that you're going to achieve, and life's just going to keep getting better. So I really hope that resonates for you. Please save this video in your favorites so that you can come back and check in throughout the year, so that sometimes you just need that reminder, particularly in June, July, when you might be needing that boost. It would be a good idea to mark in your diary to come back and watch it again. If you want a personal reading, just visit leahloyd.com. Follow my Facebook and Instagram pages, Leah Lloyd Healer, because I will, when I have time, I will just run the $10 card readings, or because I enjoy doing those. They're quick, they're easy, and I really do enjoy doing those, and I want them to be affordable and accessible for anyone. So follow those, and that will keep you up to date with any changes or any offers that are going. And in addition to that, if you haven't already, go to leahloyd.com and subscribe to the monthly emails. The December one went out early this morning. Later this month, you will get the 2019 welcome email, which will have the theme for 2019 in it. There'll also be a link to this reading in that email. I will be still doing a distant Reiki session as part of those emails every month, and I'm also going to add a card reading for the month for the people who subscribe to that page, to that email. So if you haven't already, head over to leahloyd.com and subscribe, and I will see you again before the year is out. Thank you. Bye.